the recent. If you oh
Hey guys, it's Kristian Ventura,
Danny Breslin.
and today Actum is in Vancouver, Canada, interviewing residents to see whether or not they believe that humans deserve free shelter and if they think it's possible. Thanks for watching. What's your name?
Joanne.
My name is Minjun.
My name is Irina.
I'm Danny, by the way. Nice to
Kim.
meet you. Nice to meet you. Danny, nice to meet you.
My name is Isa.
Kirill.
Dion.
And what do you do?
I'm an interior designer.
I'm just high school student.
I'm a software engineer. I work in finance.
I'm retired now, but I was a military medic
Oh.
in the 80s, and then I run my own company. I'm a real estate appraiser and photographer.
I'm babysitter.
Software development manager.
Do you think free shelter is a human right?
Yes, of course.
You think so?
Of course. It's one of the most important thing we have get on the we have buy. So, anyway.
Yes, I think that is definitely, I mean, there's certain levels of facilities, but I definitely think that it is something that all humans should have access to.
Do you think that universal shelter is a basic human right?
Yes, because I think everyone has a right to clean and safe shelter.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I can't say it's a right, but it's possible
Yeah.
to provide basic shelter.
I am from Turkey.
Are you from Turkey?
Got it. It sounds reasonable, but it's first time I'm hearing such a thing.
Mhm.
But it sounds reasonable. That's a human right.
Yes. You think that would be a human right?
Correct. Yeah. That's a basic need for everyone. People need to have an accommodation, and other basic needs like nutrition and safety, security. Yeah, that's why. When people cannot live outside or cannot be encumbered by extreme depth of housing, that is also other extreme end. So it should be easy to achieve and it should be easy to afford.
Do you think shelter should be free
Shelter isn't like for homeless people.
for all humans on Earth to be housed universally at no cost? Do you think it's a human right?
I think a certain level of it is maybe for people who are already struggling. I don't know. I think there's an economic value in keeping people out of misery and kind of preventing them from going into, the vicious cycle of maybe they lose shelter and then, it just spirals into crime. I mean, I'd say that to an extent, for sure. I'd agree with Kirill there. But the issue with unconditional shelter is that it puts a lot of people kind of like on the payroll of the government and kind of or bankrolling the government rather and funding that. And I think that it's important to find a balance between giving people shelter and also motivating them to contribute to society, because unfortunately we live in a society where you have to make money to make ends meet, and if anyone does that and you don't, then you're behind them. So I think what's most important is for government or institution to provide means for people to support themselves, and starting with shelter is really important, but also giving them opportunities to find work and to make money and support themselves is definitely, I think, something that has to go hand in hand with that.
What do you mean free shelter? It could be okay, but in these circumstances, I don't see any way to get.
You don't think it's possible,
Yes.
but do you think you, me, everyone deserve it?
Of course deserve, but I don't know how it's gonna be possible because it's too expensive nowadays. Any home, and I know that some people who homeless was invited to some shelter, but they refused. I can understand this thing.
My English is not good, so
Your English is good.
no, I'm a little bit nervous.
From where again?
I'm from Korea, South Korea.
Do you think human beings deserve free shelter?
Wow, this is so hard question to me. Yeah, I think so, because if there is no free time in my life, wait, sorry.
Take your time, man.
Thank you.
Take your time.
If I don't have free time in my life, I don't think it is meaningful for humans to life.
If I give you a free apartment
Uh-huh.
and you never have to pay for it, is that good or bad?
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah. My opinion is there is some student who attending high school or university, so they have to pay their school, right?
Mm-hmm. Tuition, yeah.
Yeah, that makes the students very apakam, with pressure.
Pressure.
Yeah, and stressful.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you think there's any world in the future where that's possible?
Yes, I do.
I don't see it being out of the realm of possibility. I think it would take a lot of change to make that happen.
I think we're moving toward that
Hmm.
slowly as far as economics and politics.
Yeah.
And I think once nations come together and politics and economics come together, that could happen in the future, but I'm not sure when.
I don't think it can happen until economics are out of the picture. Because right now there's a scarcity of resources in a lot of countries, and there's a surplus of resources in a lot of countries, and that's what a lot of oil, for example.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the wars and conflicts are about. And then if we take religious beliefs off the map, just recognize land for being land, and it's not your land, it's not my land. When those two things start fading into the distant memory, I think we have a good chance at putting people's lives forefront around the world. We're a long ways away from that, I think. And people want to hold on to their land because that's where the material resources are.
Yeah.
Or they want to take your land because you have resources they don't have.
That's right.
But the economics, without funding, research and housing can't happen.
Yeah, that's right.
We have to figure out a way to create useful economic systems that fill those needs. And I think we've proven in the last 200 years it's not socialism, it's not fascism, it's something else.
Yeah.
And Jesus, with the minds we have at work and
Yeah.
the things we've achieved, you'd think we could do that.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's my 2 cents.
I wonder how the Russian culture, because that's where you're from.
I'm from Belarus, not from Russia.
Sorry, Belarus. So I'll tell you what we're doing. We're building apartments,
Mhm.
and we have a lottery system, so anyone in the world can live in an apartment for free forever. How, right?
Yes.
All of our money rests in the stock market. So when we have, let's say, 10% returns, we have 3 million. We use that 3 million to build apartments and we give it away. Because we're young people and we believe that housing should be free, and we think one day it will be possible.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on government, on many things in economic.
Can you ask his opinion?
I think we both have same opinion because
Okay.
we are a couple.
We are a couple. Can I? So he won't say anything. I want to hear from him so bad. One question.
Ты можешь ответить хотя бы на один вопрос. I try to translate. Just ask him.
Okay. Sir, do you think shelter should be free?
Ты думаешь, что вот шелтеры должны быть free? Должны быть бесплатно?
Шелтеры должны быть вообще закрыты.
He thinks no shelter, just home for people. In his understanding, shelter is like not like a home. Compare shelter with homeless place, like small shelter. He really afraid of what happened, for example, in Gastown and some place with homeless people. Если кто-то даст бесплатно эти дома, конечно, это хорошо.
Есть много других людей, которым тоже негде жить, которые хотят жить. Много семей, которые есть где жить. А те, которые паразитируют на обществе...
Он не спрашивает про это. Он спрашивает, если ты хочешь получить бесплатно, ты хочешь получить? Конечно, хочет.
Я да.
He agreed with it.
That it's good.
Yes, of course.
That was a long answer. I don't believe.
Because he didn't understand.
Oh, okay.
Now I explain him.
Probably not free, but to standardize it at least and provide a bare minimum that everyone can reach is, I mean, that's the American dream, right? You know, I'd like to see it. I don't know if it's possible, but it's an ideal.
So in Redon, we'll keep it rolling, but because you're in finance, I'm kind of curious about your opinion here. There's a group of people who believe that if you just park millions of dollars in a stock like VOO or any kind of ETF that generates stable income,
Mhm.
you could theoretically use that money not to buy a Lambo, but to build apartments and house a lottery system for people to live there for free, so that it's not a homeless shelter per se, but it's a place where people of all income levels would live, and they would basically be farming, just farming money, that just leaving it in the stock market. Do you think that could go wrong or right with your finance background? Basically, using money of profits from stocks to build homes.
I mean, I think that the macro idea makes perfect sense. Then when you look at specific individuals, obviously the conversation gets a little more niche. But the general idea of using income from dividend paying stocks to live and build is, I mean, that's a great idea. I recommend it to anyone.
It is not impossible, I think. No, it is impossible.
It's impossible?
Yeah, the country's economy or something else is very difficult to deserve to everyone.
Don't worry about your English. You did perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Did you want to use your translate for any answers, or you're happy with your answers?
I want to use it.
So today I asked you if human beings deserve free housing and free shelter, and I want to know if you think it's possible and why. But most importantly, if you think it's a human right.
세상에서 살아가는 동안 꼭 필요한 것은 아니지만 정부에서 뭐 나라에서 줄 수만 있다면 좋. Oh my gosh. Because I never learned about human rights, so. 와우. 무료로 아파트나 사람들이 쉴 수 있는 공간을 제공하는 것은 좋다고 생각하지만 지금 나라에서나 뭐 지원해 줄 수 있는 것에는 한계가 있다고 생각합니다.
I think it's good to provide free apartments and do the rest.
I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
And why do you think something like this has never happened yet?
This costs too high. We can reach that cost for whole life, I think.
I haven't thought about it, but maybe it's a problem of the recent. If you
You all right?
uh-oh.
Oh, it's okay.
You
It's okay,
okay?
man. It's okay. It's okay. You're strong. You got that. It's okay.
You okay, buddy?
All okay here? Okay. Yeah.
All good.
Good job, man. Good job.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Sorry about that. Okay, but back to the interview. So you were saying you've never thought about it, but the reason you might think it isn't happening is because
Of the recent 2 centuries, let's say, industrialization and capitalization,
yeah,
capitalism,
sure.
probably. But earlier, I don't think people had struggled so much, having some place to accommodate, because there were less people. There were not
Yeah.
much requirement for material or construction. People could have set up their own houses by themselves or by help of a few fellas. So I think it is a problem of the industrialization.
And do you think it's ever possible for this to happen at some point in the future?
Maybe, why not? Yeah, maybe. But there will be some friction caused by construction companies, governments, etc. I don't think it is very likely,
Hmm.
but possible. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will argue you go and set up your own uh, houses with cheaper materials or cheaper labor. If you're talking about another solution by government or another institution to provide universal housing to everyone, I don't think it is easy to settle such an agreement.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
How do you feel walking up to people?
It's nerve-wracking for sure. It's nerve-wracking, but
You're an actor.
yeah, I know. I don't know why this is. It feels way more vulnerable than hiding behind a performance.
You feel like you're interrupting them or you're catching them off guard.
Yeah, totally. Like they've definitely never been asked this question by some random person. And I'm very aware of that. So
What happened yesterday when we were leaving a restaurant and you tried to say goodbye to people?
I said, "Take care," and they all just completely looked the other way. It felt like they were actively ignoring me. So
It-
it's
it
pretty
fe-
awkward for me.
It feels like going up to people is like asking them for their phone number. It's so hard.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. I'll wait for you. Excuse me. Hi. Can I ask you two questions? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, thank you.
I just turned you down. I feel like, yeah, they don't want to be recorded. They don't want their face on camera. But ironically, those sorts of private people may be holding the best answers.
Yeah, I respect it. Sometimes you're just like, I don't want to. People are fearful about the internet and their image being used. It is what it is.
Not everybody's going to want to live in the same kind of, housing conditions. So if there's a basic level, but then if you want to have something more, then that's entirely your opportunity to work towards something more suitable to what you want for your lifestyle.
If you gave everyone an apartment, then the cost of everything would also go up immediately as well. I mean, working in finance is kind of like part of your baseline understanding. I think that there's a lot of ways that you can help as well, and doesn't necessarily mean that every billionaire needs to give all of their money away, but giving money back is really important, whether it's buying everyone a house or helping the government fund institutions that help people support themselves. I think
Perhaps in the far distant future, I feel like as maybe automation increases, right, and we're no longer like forced to farm, right? We're always on the upward trend of increasing our productivity. So perhaps that housing issue ceases to be, I guess, a bottleneck for a lot of people.
That's a software engineer ass answer, man. That's a fucking good automated bottleneck. All right, thank you guys for your time, man. Thank you. The youth.
The youth.
The youth doesn't believe in it.
The youth has. The youth is jaded. The youth hasn't seen anything good happen in quite some time. So they have their guard up. Everyone's trying to protect their hearts and themselves.
We interview two people and we say the youth.
Truly.
But it is interesting that they find it not good for society since the cost of things would rise, and they keep thinking about the cost of things and economic factors and whether or not they'll contribute to society. They don't really address the moral issue of does a human being deserve it.
Yeah. Well, there are so many violated human rights at this point that it's like it feels impossible to address them. We've all just kind of gotten used to them being accepted. I mean, killings after killings, like, yeah. Those are about 20 human rights that are violated just in that act. So, like, it's hard for people. It's hard for me, to open our hearts and believe in something.
Let's get some opinions of some dog walkers, maybe some runners. Let's see, runners always trying to get ahead in life.
Runners we can't do because they're gonna be like, I'm trying to run, like are trying to power through a run. We can't do runners. Like as a runner, I know that like you're just trying to get through it. You're like pushing through, like.
Down in the United States, yeah.
Oh, we're from the States as well, yeah.
All right, whereabouts?
Well, California for both of us, Los Angeles, yeah.
Okay,
but I'm originally from Chicago.
We're near Monterey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Little town inland of Monterey.
USC, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good school.
It's a good school.
Good
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you guys see yourself in a couple of years?
Well, actually, what we're really doing is we're building free apartments for people to live in for the first time, and they don't need to have any income level to get in. It'll be universal housing.
Right.
It's called Actum, and we're starting it at the end of the year.
So
Yeah.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Every building, even that one down to the little shack, it has to be maintained. It has to be kept livable. That costs money. It has to be provided police services, and it has to be provided fire services. It needs utilities, electricity, gas, heat, all that stuff. How do you propose to pay for that in free housing?
So what we do is we park all of our money in the S&P 500,
Okay.
and any returns that we generate as profit goes to maintaining the building. But tenants have to pay for their own utilities. philanthropies.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
some states in the U.S. actually allow for nonprofits not to be property taxed. So
Right.
some land we won't get charged yearly for it,
It'll be exempt, yes.
but we do have to maintain if there's like a broken door, broken pipe. We'd have to use our own funds to maintain it, but we won't build without outside of our means. People use the stock market to essentially retire, or companies just park all their money, like
Good point.
like
Very good point.
the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. All that philanthropy is parked in Microsoft stocks, and they just farm money. So why not build apartments? But a lot of people have problems with it. A lot of
Well,
people
he
don't like it.
has. Well, I think a lot of people have problems with it because it's failed so many times. You look in the big cities, New York especially, the housing projects have been one financial disaster after another, and the standard of living is worse than some ghettos.
That's right.
And yet it costs the public billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we need somebody smarter
Well,
to get involved in that.
California was given around $20 billion to build homes for the homeless.
And how did that turn out?
They only built 400 units.
Right.
And
Which is equal to the cost of a Ocean View house.
Yeah.
In Santa Cruz.
Truly.
And then they tried to build a high-speed rail.
Yeah.
They're into it, what, $14 billion or something, and it goes from Sacramento to Stockton.
Yep. And we know that where the money goes a lot of the time is consultation fees.
Right.
We think it's a money laundering scheme, and we know that you could order a boxable tiny home on Amazon that has a toilet thing in it for 30 grand.
You can buy a tiny home for nice tiny home for less than 100,000, and way below that if you just want a simple structure.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. Good luck.
Really
Thank you,
appreciate
sir,
it. Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much. Yes,
All right.
thank you. Thank you so
Good luck
much.
with your project.
Yes, thank you.
Plumbing accounting, free shelter. Free shelter. In what way? Well, if you're capable of making an income, I think that you should earn your way. But if you have some sort of issues, like health issues or anything that you really can't, you're just not capable of earning anything, then I think that the government should help. That's the generation I grew up, right? If you're capable of making your own income, if you fail and then you get back up, it makes you a stronger person and you feel more confident, right? If you just wanted to get freeloaders and just keep on getting everything free, you're not going to feel good about yourself. Everything is possible with God, okay? So that's for sure. But I don't believe that in this world that you will get everything free. I mean, that's just not how that works, right? I mean, so if you're gonna have everybody that just gonna sit there and don't do anything, then and everybody wants everything free, I don't want everything free, honestly. If everybody wants to give me things free, I don't want it. I want it to be able to provide it for myself. If I'm capable of it, why would I want to do that? It's no sense. But not. I don't think everybody should just say, okay, the government should help me. Personally, I don't want the government to help me.
She said, "I'm with God, but I don't believe humans should have it for free."
Yeah, it's a tough one as well.
You would think.
No, I mean, it's such a. I do think like there's a very like religious Christian potentially like ethos to wanting to provide free universal housing for everyone. It seems very much that would line up with like the Sermon on the Mount or something like that. I think she'd probably agree, but the religious view also is like it's a fallen world and like oftentimes humans are not going to actually measure up to the task of that.
Andrew.
And you're nervous on camera.
Yeah,
What makes you nervous?
I don't know. Just don't like looking at my face or seeing it anywhere. I work in the film industry.
Do you think human beings deserve free shelter?
Yes. Well, that's one of the most important survival needs that we have, and there should be a lot done to at least fulfill, the maximum extent possible in that terms.
Think it's possible?
No, I do not. There are too many people, and as humans, we tend to condense ourselves. And when we build for the majority of people in our cities, we lose kind of like the aspect and the beauty of our cities, I feel. Like Vancouver, for instance, we have a lot of greenery, but obvious in certain areas, we're destroying a bunch of houses, we're tearing down a bunch of stuff, and we're just building skyscrapers. And eventually, it feels like your city is more robotic and ugly, and I feel the prettier your city is, the more healthy and happy your people are. So I feel like unless we build outwards instead of condensing one area, then it could be possible. But I don't feel like that is a goal in Canada.
Ava. I think I've heard about this before.
Oh, really?
I think I watched some YouTube videos online from friends, maybe, and some people there were talking about similar thing. I think I guess like when it comes to housing, and a lot of people say like there are different conditions of housing. A townhouse versus like a studio, like there are different conditions there. But I do see like there's why people come up with this. Like I would think of that think of universal health care, like more people buying in there. And housing is probably necessary for people to have a healthy body and
That's right.
mental. I think there's definitely some connection there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to universal health housing, like some people would say like, oh, in practice, we spend a lot of tax money, set up this fancy housing, and then some other people would disagree. So I guess it's definitely very meaningful conversation, and I do think we should have some kind of universal health care, but it really depends on how we define it.
With that in mind, do you think it's ever possible that anything like universal housing would exist?
You're gonna ask the government.
Yeah.
But like in the ideal world, I think it makes sense to have some kind of universal health care.
Yeah. Whew. So that was a lot. That was some awesome opinions, some awesome thoughts, some awesome discussions with people from all over the world, both here in Vancouver and Turkey and the U.S.
Bike kid, man.
The bike kid, some kid wiped out on his bike in the middle of our interview. That was crazy. We'll be doing this again. There's still a mix of opinions as to how much of it is possible, and I don't know why he's shadowboxing, but that's us. That's us fighting the issue of. This is us fighting the issue of the lack of universal housing, and still a lot of conversations to be had. An array of opinions about whether or not it's possible, but it's our job to convince people that it is. So there is definitely a spark about it, though. People are fascinated by the idea and hopeful about it.
That one girl said she heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be crazy if she saw one of our videos, but
She kept saying health care.
yeah, I think she was. I'm not sure if she was.
Language barrier.
Might have been, and but she did understand. I mean, we said housing, and she said housing. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think she. I thought she was thinking about health care.
Maybe.
Damn.
Maybe.
That's okay. That's okay.
We'll have to rewatch it, but
What's sick day?
sick day.
Day.
Sick day.